What is up, NCL? It's I, James, Troop Leader Mike, and we have Mystery CD joining us for NCL Season 6 Power Rankings.
What the fuck is up, party people? My name is Mystery. I am currently sick with the flu. But we on our flu game shit. They call me the MJ of Draft League for a reason. I got 6 rings and I play in the finals with the flu. Um,
I'm Brett Favre with a broken finger.
yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. So, we're playing injured, but we're here to give you guys the content you need. So, here for some power rankings.
Yes, sir. So we're starting with Iron Treads, and you guys can see me and Mystery's Power Rankings there, and it looks like we have a common number 10. We'll just start off with Omar's team. Mystery, you
Young,
want to take the reins?
yeah, young Omar. Sorry if you guys can't see everything. Doing my best, but OBS sucks cock. So, his
Also,
team
Mystery,
is.
before you go, sorry.
Hmm.
Just the average warning that we do in every fucking PR video, but I have to do it because someone's going to say something. These PRs are not evident of your playing ability or anything like that, and these are just me and Mystery's opinions solely based on your team. So do not take offense. It's not a big deal. You can always change it, get
Also,
better,
this is like
or
the beginning of a generation. So we're still learning all the new stuff.
yeah.
There's a lot of, especially when we get to Great Tusk, and James can tell you how bad it was for me spending about 20 minutes trying to figure out how to order like 5 different people. It was fucking complete agony. So, just take this with a grain of salt. If you're ranked low, use as motivation, and if you're ranked high, then try to, prove us right. But regardless, Omar was our
Props to
consensus.
Skylar.
Huh?
Props to Skylar for not getting the last spot this year.
Yeah, shout out to Skylar for once not being last and also doing the everyone 20 and below challenge. Um, not that her team is amazing by any standard, but it's not the worst, I don't think. So we got Lando Eye, Palafin, Latios, Clefable, Heatran, my guy Breloom, Overquill, I don't know, Mega Glalie, who's taken round one, Rotom, Spook, and Spidops. The Terra captains being Heatran and Spidops. So that's why I got rid of Spook. James, what do you got to say about this team?
So obviously you have your three just ultra big hitters, with Lando, Palafin, and Lottie. My biggest thing that I'm going to go off immediately is you drafted Breloom, which Mystery can tell you. He's also a Breloom drafter, but you didn't make it your Terra
I
captain.
would only
And
draft it with Terra.
I feel like that kind of defeats the entire purpose. Like Heatran is cool and all being Terra, like it's not an awful choice, but I don't know why you wouldn't go like Breloom and Overquill. Like that feels way better to me. Um, but just putting that aside, normal Breloom is pretty buns. I know Omar used it last season and had like one okay game with it, and then I had to beg him like every game to not bring it. Um, but the biggest thing I have with it, you have your big three really big hitters, and then you have Clefable, Heatran, and that looks amazing. And then I'm just gonna be completely honest, other than like I don't know, everything else is shit. I
Yeah.
really don't like it. Um, like just resistances of this team feel really bad. Where like ground answers go from Landorus to Lottie to Breloom
Well,
to I guess
well,
Rotom.
that's the thing is there's a lot of like quote unquote ground resists on this team or like immunities, but they're all like offensive Pokemon. Um,
Yeah.
they're
And I
nothing
can
you
tell
really
you
want
right
to
now.
like switch into Pokemon. Like you don't have like a Skarmory or and trust me, I as someone who just drafted Breloom, it's not a defensive grass. So you have to when you draft teacher and you have to kind of draft with that in mind. Like I need to get actual good defensive ground switch-ins, and I don't think he did that here. It's like James said, the offense is really fun. Lando with Nasty Plot is actually usable now. Um, but yeah, all the ground switch-ins are offensive plus Spide Ops, who
Think of
sucks.
it like this too. A lot of your mons that you're bringing that you would swap into like ground or something like that, you are more than likely not investing any EVs and like defensive natures. So you're not going to be investing a whole lot of HP into Lando, Lottie, and Rotom, and you're not going to be investing obviously like defensive natures because you're those are your big hitters, especially with Lando, Palafin and Lottie being your big hitters, like those are the mons that you're bringing to start killing shit. You're not gonna want to swap your Lando I in on, let's just say, a Lando T, and like you don't do anything back either. So it's one of those things where you're kind of stuck. And then if someone reads you right and gets, or like that's also the thing with it. Like Mystery saying, if you have a Scarm read or something like that, um, it's a lot safer to swap those kind of mons into um, moves like that because it's a lot less up to prediction. With Lando, if somebody makes one good prediction, um, let's just say, or you get knocked, something like that, Lando just becomes so fucking what's the word? Not nerfed, but um,
Yeah, I mean nerfed if it loses like its life orb, or just crippled would I guess be like the
crippled.
word.
That was the word I was looking
Yeah.
for. Your mons are getting crippled. Like Lottie wants to run probably a choice scarf or a choice specs or like a life orb or something like that. Do we allow Soul Do? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not the good one anymore. They like
oh
they
yeah, I
made it
forgot.
worse.
But or like just whatever you're holding, Lottie is definitely not going to want to lose it, and knock is super effective, so you're not wanting to swap anything into like that. And then Palafin is one of those things too. I was looking at with Breloom being your only other resist. It's okay. It's Lottie, Palafin, and Breloom are your water resists. The Scald swap-ins on this team are god awful. They are very bad because Breloom also doesn't want to swap in and get burned. Lottie also doesn't want to get burned and chipped, and then Palafin also doesn't want to get burned. And it just, yeah, I know that's where we allow Scald because we're Legacy. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so bad. But I look at this and I'm terrified of Scald because people can just absolutely spam it against you with no repercussions almost. So yeah, there's just a lot of little things niche. Like Palafin, really fucking strong, Mon. It has that little niche where you do have to get in and out with it, but obviously I don't think that's ever a huge deal. Um, and Lottie and Lando are big hitters, but just gonna struggle, I feel like. Also, the physical offense is all on fucking Palafin, or Breloom's coming to like eight
What do
games,
you
and that
mean?
makes me sad.
Mega Glalie.
Oh, sorry, Mega Galele. That guy. I don't know, man.
But yeah, no, I
Mega
can.
Galele's been more than 5 games. I'm a little sad
It
too.
was round one. That shit better be coming to some games. But yeah, I mean, there's like I can just see so many scenarios. Like you're playing against like Don Fan, and it's it's you're in with Heatran as Donphin comes out. And it's like, well, obviously you have to swap. Do you really want to swap to Lottie and get knocked? Do you want to swap to Lando and get knocked and then ice sharded? You know, do you want to swap to Breloom, I guess, and lose your item or, risk whatever? It
Like,
just
yeah, ice sharded, or even just something else.
it,
Does it get ice spinner now?
regular Don fan.
Does it? Like, I don't
That's
know if
a
it gets it
really
now.
good question. Maybe.
Because Great Tusk gets it, so I think it might.
Yeah. So I mean, like, regardless, even then, it just I don't know. You set yourself up for so much. You definitely need to find better ground switch-ins.
It does get ice spinner now.
Yeah. So that's heat. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I would say please find a way to swap into ground types. And trust me, as someone who just drafted Breloom, again, I feel your pain. It's all right.
I like the Overquill. If that means anything. I would have liked it a lot better if it was a Terry captain, but
All right. Next up,
Overquill.
we got either Skylar or Ava. Who do we want to talk about?
We can talk about Ava, and then we can go with Skylar.
Okay. So Ava, where art thou? You're over here. Okay. So Ava's team is Roaring Moon, Iron Bundle, Slowking Galar, Mega Aggron, Infernape, Quagsire, Florges, Serena, Regieleki, Ursaring, and Frostmoth, with the Terror Captains of Infernape and Frostmoth. Um, I will say, Roaring Moon, good mon. Slowking Galar, good mon. Iron, just a lot like these top five. A lot of great Pokemon. I like Serena. Quag is probably a little bit better with rocks and everything. Florges, I know Ava likes, not, the biggest fan, but it can do stuff, I guess. Regieleki, um, I think it's fine on this team because you have a really good trick mon with Slowking. So, you can trick, Ring Target or Black Sludge on the ground types, and then it really helps Regieleki chip them down. And then, random Terra Frostmoth is cool, I guess. But, I don't know. I just think there's so many like low floor, high upside Pokemon here with like Regieleki, Ursaring, Frostmoth, Florges, Quagsire. You're just relying on all of them to be really good, and I don't know. Like the top five is great, but that's I feel like it really falls off a cliff after that. Which, to be fair, there's a lot of points there, so I get it.
So my biggest thing with Ava's is what's funny is I like all the mods, like Mystery said, and I'm not even like totally against Regieleki, and I'm not a huge Regieleki fan. I'm actually like not a big Regieleki fan at all. Um, like all of the mons are good, but it feels like his top five-ish have to come every game, and he has too many placeholders to fit in, if that makes sense. Um, like every single one of these mons, Quag, Florges, Serena, Regieleki, are all like, um, what's the word? Very game dependent, very matchup dependent. And it just feels like she has like you're wanting to bring Roaring Moon and Iron Bundle. They're coming, and then you have your defensive core, Slowking Galar and Mega Aggron, and then it feels like you're gonna want to add Florges every week as well with like swap and Infernape, and then you're gonna lose things like Infernape, which could be really cool, and you're gonna be putting things like Regieleki, maybe Serena in there, and I don't know if it's just gonna be substantial every game.
Also, the
This
hazard
team,
game sucks here. Like the rockers are like you have two really good rockers. I'd say one with Aggron, but it wants if you want to run setup.
Quag's a good setup.
Yeah, and that's what I say. I think Quag is fine, but we have to still see it in action. This is his first time it's actually had rocks, but I think it's fine. And then Aggron, it takes away from what it wants to do, and then your other one being fucking Infernape.
Infernape, yeah.
And then your removal is Serena, which is good. Most of the time it's fine running Rapid Spin, and then Floor just hit and miss. I mean, it really doesn't want to run it, but it can. And then Regieleki, which runs it just because it doesn't know the moves it can use. Um, so I don't know. I don't love the hazard game on this team overall.
I think this team gets chipped down really easily if Florges isn't there. Slow King, obviously with regen, and then Quag can heal itself, but I feel like this Aggron is like begging for Florges to be there every game
Hmm.
because it feels like kind of like what you said. If Quag isn't there, it feels like it has to be the one setting up rocks.
Well, and it's hard
And
to run Wish Protect when you have to run defog on Florges
yep.
too. Like you're asking
Mhm.
it to do way too much, and it's Florges. It can. There's really only so much it can do overall, especially if it's not one of your Terra captains.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't have it in ninth. That was James, but I did have it in eighth. And then when we swapped on Skylar. So yeah, let's talk about old Sky. She's rocking out with the God Squad of everyone below 20 points, being Spectre, Weavile, Mega Garchomp, Iron Moth, Ferrothorn, Rotom Wash, Slitherwing, Togekiss, Big Dub, Pinchurkin, and Swirlix. Take it away, James. What are you thinking, Weavile enthusiast?
Ava, the only reason Skylar's above you is because she drafted Weavile at a Shen Pao meta, and I had to give it to her. Okay, it wasn't your fault. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think your team is slightly better, but I put Skylar above you because this is my girl. All right, she drafted Weavile. She did what others couldn't. She saw the truth.
What others shouldn't.
Um,
That's how you have to say that.
her okay. All jokes aside, though, her top four is fucking terrifying. That shit hits really, really hard with Spectrier and Iron Moth. I feel like go really, really well together. Spectrier obviously getting buffs and Draining Kiss and Psychic, which is really, really, really cool for it. It has a way to hit normal types and
Dark types.
dark types are the big one. That's what I wanted to say. I could not think of it. Dark types for super effective damage is it's amazing, and then plus also getting HP back is pretty crazy. Great for Spectrier, as it already didn't have a problem breaking things. Um, so that helps a lot. It kind of really makes people just obviously people drafted normals for it, but this makes it really dependent on normals, which is really really nice for it. And then you have slot-ins with Fairthorn, Rotom Wash, which is really cool. You add another really hard hitter in Slitherwing. She got both of the Paradox moths. Togekiss, role player, defogger, wish passer, which is not awful with Chomp, and Ferrothorn. And then you have like Double, Pincurchin, Swirlix. Pincurchin obviously is there to set the electric terrain for Iron Moth. Um, I will say the biggest thing on this that we're talking about, your hazard setters are Mega Chomp, which is meh, Ferrothorn, which is really good, and then Double, right? Rocks.
Does double get rocks?
I thought it did, does it? Unless I'm
I
just
don't think
fucking capping to
so.
everybody. I always do this every season, so I will cap to you about rocks
I
and
was gonna
shit.
say the rockers in this team. I thought it was just Pharaoh Chomp.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. I was gonna say it. That's why I thought the two main ones, and I was like, maybe it gets it. Oh, Swirlix gets webs, but
Yeah. Well, does
um,
Pincurchin get toxic spikes? I think.
is it?
I think it gets toxic spikes. I might be just completely
It gets
capping.
both spikes and toxic.
Okay, so I mean
All
that
right,
is
well,
also an
swap
option.
that. Yeah, swap those. Swap double and Pincurchin from what I said because I'm stupid. Um, Double is a kind of cool Terra Captain. I will say that because obviously Cotton Guard body press kind of stuff. You can Terra fighting or Terra into a type to better set up.
Is double in this deck? So it's not, right?
No, doesn't
Okay,
get
that'd have been
blast.
nice if we could get like Terra Blast with Dark to hit ghost types too. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean it's. I think it just slightly improves them. It's not like anything crazy.
Yeah, it's not anything crazy, but I just it's a cool 4 point Terra Captain.
Yeah,
Um, but other than that, I feel like this team doesn't have a whole lot of cohesion. It's just kind of everything's gonna attack you, and you just base it off of that. Um, the speed tiers are kind of wonky. What is Slitherwing speed, dude? This is what's gonna fuck me up. I don't
good
know the
question.
fucking. It's 81.
It's
Okay.
too many new mons.
Yeah, I was like, I'm never gonna remember the fucking paradox. But your speed goes from Spectrier to Spectrier is 130, Weavile is 125, and then Iron Moth is 110. So
That's
not
fine.
awful.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just kind of looking at stuff.
I mean, while he's looking around, like we talked about, didn't love your hazard game. I Your momentum is a little weird because you're kind of relying on like Rotom to do most of the initiative. Iron
Dude,
Moth does
here's
get
the
U-turn, but if you want to run it like specs or whatever, it's probably not going to run that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot of Pokemon here that I'm not sure like are breaking for each other. Just a bunch of offensive like demons. I mean, like that's the thing is no one wants to prefer this team, where you have to try and deal with Spectre, Weavile, Mega Chomp, Iron Moth, Terra Rotom, Slitherwing's annoying, Togekiss. Like you just have a lot of good Pokemon, but I'm not sure there's a ton of cohesion, and the initiative is kind of mid as well as the hazards. So
yeah,
yeah,
dude, the freeze dry resist is Weavile. I'm popping off.
and just flames. What do you mean? We got Iron Moth.
Oh, true. I didn't think about that one.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. We can move on to the next one. Um,
Maybe.
Roberto, our undefeated champion from last season, down here in the draft section. Kind of surprised. And to be fair, a lot of these drafts are really good. I think from this point on is when the drafts like pick up a bit. So don't take it to heart. Um, your team is fine. Plus you have Simis here, which maybe want to put you one. But your team is Chenpao, Great Tusk, Tornti, Goldango, Mega Venusaur, Screamtail, Gastrodon, Galvantula, Druddigon, Knucklestack, and the motherfucking GOAT, Simisear, Panwin, Evolved, with your Terra Captains, Great Tusk, and of course, Simisear. He DM me, he's like, yo, base mystery, I need advice. I'm like, yo, what's good? He's like, who is the Terra Captain for the second spot on my team, Knucklestack or Simisear? I'm like, bro, you even gotta ask me this question? You already fucking know
Watch
who's
out.
in charge.
Yeah, that's the point. Like he was not going to you for actual advice. He was going because he just wanted the answer.
He knew the correct answer. He just wanted reassurance. Um, Simisear is the other Terra Captain. I don't hate this team. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't love Druddigon. I don't love. Okay, I do love Simisear. I don't actually love him like as a Pokemon. Um, yeah, Dredagon kind of weird. Semisphere kind of weird. Galvantula is fine. I don't think your team really like needs webs all that much, which is why it's a bit of a weird pick. But it's like a fine, low-ish tier electric. Gastrodon is very cool now that it gets rocks. Screamtail, I don't like. I don't think it's that good. Everyone seems really high on it, which is probably why this team's lower than maybe you might be expecting. But I just don't like this Pokemon. I don't think it's that good. It's too passive. Um, Mega Venu is good, but just kind of fine. Goldengo we have to see, but it's a it's definitely a good mon overall. And then your top three is fucking insane, obviously. So I think you're gonna be really reliant on the top three, and then probably the next two as well. And it's just kind of like pick a role player. But I don't love your team from Screamtail down. But if Screamtail works out, this could be a really good team.
So my biggest problem with this team is that it feels really passive. Does Gold Dingo get nasty plot?
Yeah, it
I
does.
suppose. Okay, so that's cool. You have options. Um, it feels like because well, the reason I'm saying that Chin Power and Great Tusk offensively amazing, right? Off the charts, crazy cool. Your pivoting is really bad.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
pivoting is Torn T, and then it goes all the way down to Galvantula, and I think that's it.
I believe you're correct. Yeah.
So, like, you have that Chin Power and Great Tusk that really love, like, Chin Power especially is gonna love that U-turn from Torn T into it and stuff like
You
that.
have to run U-turn like every single week.
Yes, and that's what I hate about it. I This Torn T feels like it's forced into the just this amazing, like it has to be the best point guard I've ever seen before because this Torn T is so vital to this team. It does like legit everything. Like it's your ground resist. It, it's like your only ground resist.
I was gonna get to that too. Fuck.
Um, and it's like your defoggers are a great tusk, which I mean you don't want to run rapid spin every week, but you can. You got Torty that can get rid of hazards, and that's it.
Yeah,
So,
Hazard game
like
is kind of mid.
this Torty, like I keep saying, it just has to do every like it has to glue this team together every single week, and it's never gonna be offensive. It just feels like it will never be
He's
offensive.
gonna bring an offensive week one now just to spite us, and I hope you lose
Oh,
because of him.
100%, yeah. And then he's not gonna care. He's gonna win a game with it too. We're gonna be pissed.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, look,
But,
guys, look, I won." Yeah, I can already see it now. Robert, don't add us. We already know. We'll see it.
but I like kind of mysteries. The Mons on here are cool. Like I don't hate the Mons, and I kind of understand where they're coming from and stuff. Screamtail feels like it's just here to be a fairy, which understandable, but it feels like it could be better. Like if you got rid of like Screamtail, Galvantula, Druddigon, it feels like you could get another defogger or something like Togekiss was actually something I was thinking about. I know that's double flying, but you can kind of cover your bases with that, especially since you have Great Tusk, which really helps with both of those. Um, and then Goldango, as an ice resist is really good, as well as Gastrodon. Well, Gastrodon doesn't resist, but overall Pokemon. Um, like something like that, just another fairy that could help out. Because you don't really need the wish with this team because you have Regen, Torn T, Venusaur can heal itself. It's cool with Cold Dango, but your Gastrodon also can heal itself. Um, but yeah, I kind of went over it. It's just this Torn T. That's my biggest gripe about this team is that this Torn T has to do fucking everything every week. And then other than that, if you look at it, right? So let's say you don't want to run Defog on Torn T one week because you want to run Knock, right? And you're because you have to run U-turn, you want to run Knock, U-turn, Hurricane, some other move, and then your Great Tusk has to maybe force Rapid Spin on, and then now you're forced to look at it like, what's my next like, what's my special breaker at that point? Is it gonna have to be like Goldango every week? So, and I don't obviously trust Galvantula all that much. It's not that strong, but that's
Yeah,
my biggest gripe.
Season 8 FBL legend Galvantula on my team came to every game. Shout out to him. Um,
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
A lot of,
Fuck.
yeah, it was Cinderace and Galvantula were the only two mons to come to every game. I don't really know why. I used to really like him. Um, the rockers on this team are good. You know, Tusk, Screamtail, Gastrodon, Dredagon, a lot of Gons.
Knuckle
Um,
stack.
yeah, Knuckle Stack. So like you have plenty of setting. Um, and obviously Goldingo blocks removal, which is really nice. But yeah, I think people could spike stack on you real quick, and before everyone's like, "Oh, just run boots and everything," fuck off. All right, I don't care. Like that sucks. It just not having item flexibility. It's not great to just have to run boots and everything. That doesn't solve your
That
issues.
sucks for Chin Pao a lot. I can say that. Like
Yeah,
it's
right. Man, I wish
else.
I wish I could run fucking what's the never melt ice or like a life orb or choice band. Nope, I have to run boots because I don't have a remover this week because Torn needs to be offensive or it can't fit defog, and then Tusk has bad matchup or it can't fit rapids. But like that sucks. That just fucking sucks cock. So yeah,
Imagine Torn just having an awful matchup, and then your team falls apart. That's what it feels like.
yeah. I mean, if there's a week that Torn sucks, this team could get like
I mean, look,
ran
this is
through.
kind of funny. Like, look at Steph's team. What the fuck is Torn supposed to do here?
The walls the glade, although it gets agility now.
You can fucking triple axle, then dying.
Yeah. But we will get the stuff later. But shout out to Steph. Yeah, that's it for now. Oh wait, Steph is my next one. We can do Vika though if you want. He's next on yours.
Oh yeah, that's fine. You can do Vika.
Okay, Vikavolt is epic.
Vika
Um,
Volt.
we got Mega Zam Lele, really original. Excadrill Titar, just killing on the originality.
Yeah, the originality is off the charts right now.
Vaporeon, Heliolisk, Crobat, Lilgunna, Paldean, Tauros, Fire, Carbink, and the fucking goat Grottle. Um, I like this team. I think it's good. It's not like the best team ever, but Psy Spam Sand. I've seen
Yeah, I
this. I've
mean,
seen this build
yeah,
all the time. I mean, this is not that.
this is the tried and true, right? And then you got vape with the whole thing, which I see all the time too. So you have your wish pass there into Titar and Zam can be bulkier.
Oh, I forgot to
And
say as well. Titar and Carbink are the Terra captains for those just listening and not watching.
Titar is very, very cool as a Terra captain. It works a lot like obviously this other mon's better than it with Terra, but it works a lot like Bax Caliber in that sense.
hmm I think the
Um
setup with T-Tar, like DD and stuff like that, could be really cool with Terra because you could get rid of the 4 times weakness and like if you
yeah.
just make yourself like rock, I mean that could be fucking scary because you still get the sand boost, but then you're not weak to like
Mhm.
45 different things. I
I
mean
agree.
that'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
You have the sand boost and then you have going rock, a lot of the moves that want to hit you anyways are special, which you already got the boost for. So it's really, really nice.
hmm
Um, and then fighting, like Mystery said, isn't scary as shit. So
Yeah, you're not weak
you
to
can,
fairy
and
anymore.
or just natural bulk in general is what, like, that's literally what Mega T-Tar does. It just invests in a lot of bulk and it sets up and tries to kill
Could you
mobs.
imagine Mega T-Tar if it could Terra?
Yeah, that'd be fucking banned. That shit's would be nuts. But I guess the reason I'm not as high on this team as Mystery is Mystery's seen this obviously time and time again, and I have too. But it's how do I put this? It's almost boring. That's kind of why I have it this low. You have good pivoters into your mons too, because you drafted those four and then you drafted just pivot around it, which is nice to fill in glue mons with Vape, Heliolisk, Crobat, and Little Gunna there. And then I'm actually pretty cool, big. I like Tauros Fire. I think it's a pretty cool mon.
Yeah, he's the best of
Um,
all of them.
yeah, Will-O-Wisp with Intimidate and stuff is obviously a tried and true. Like, it's really good. Um, I don't fucking know why Carbink is here as,
It's just a 2 pointer. I mean,
yeah.
backup
Um,
fairy for Lele if you really need a defensive fairy, quote unquote
yeah.
defensive.
But it's not awful. It's not awful. The one thing I do hate is because you drafted Xgill and T-Tar together. And then you did draft the ultimate bulk with Vape and Porygon 2, but your ground resist being Crobat, just Crobat, is a little scary. Um, it feels like a lot of Mons can kind of have its way. And then Harris has put this before, and I've kind of come on this train as well. Tapu Lele being here is cool, but the synergy is a little wonky with Megazam. Just obviously you're setting the train, but like Lele, it feels like you. I don't want Glimpse or not Glimpse, Vikavolt to feel like he needs to bring Lele all the time. Like, because Megazam is obviously perfectly fine on its own. Um, Iman just is a little bit wonky. It's usually going to be Scarf, and it has very little defensive utility. It hits like a truck, though. Buxton proved that, what, was it 2 seasons ago? Last
Lele has
season?
done incredible in NCL just overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Buxton last
Mhm.
season, but it's like one of the all-time kill leaders is Lele.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, but so if you use it like that, it can be really cool. So just I like to see how you use it and stuff. So I guess I didn't have it too high just because of I want to see it in action kind of thing. It's obviously good on paper. Um, I just was a little bit more interested in other teams. Say that.
I'm like the biggest Lele fan out there. I've won, I think, 2 championships with it. It's one or two, but it's every time I've drafted it, I've done really well with it. Um,
That's
and
fair.
obviously Zam is stupid. I can't believe they gave him expanding force. Um, and then yeah, Drill T-Tar. I don't love that like your rocker is probably gonna have to be T-Tar like majority of weeks. Like you have Carbink, you have Grottle, and you have Drill. Those are all options, but like let's just be honest. Majority of the time, like 70% of games, it's probably be Rocks T-Tar. And when you have that Terra option, I really wish you would have just gotten like one more rocker.
This
And
Crobat just feels like it's gonna come all the time because you can't fit Rapid Spin on Excadrill every week.
that's the other thing. It's like your removal is really mid. It's your like, but that's the thing is Crobat. I feel like it's just going to be here all the time, and it's just gonna be Boots Defog, and that's like whatever. Okay, I don't mind. Um, yeah, I mean it's I like the team. I think it's really solid up and down, but a few minor things, and like James said, it's kind of boring. So if you're looking to stay competitive in this division, because obviously everyone's kind of bunched together, this is a good team to do it. Because I think I can't see your floor. I think your floor is really high. Like I don't know if your ceiling is like round two of playoffs, but I think you could be a play-in team. Um,
I could see definitely like since there's 10 teams and stuff, I can definitely see you being
like a
um
9 seed. Would you be
like a
surprised by that?
yeah.
I
I was gonna say like 7, 8, 9 kind of thing.
yeah. I think Vicaville has a chance to to make it.
Like in
And
the division, kind of like a 5, 4, 5, 6-ish kind of team.
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for young Vicavolt. Next up, we got young Steph.
We
Um,
we could do Taylor and then you could go to Steph since we
oh,
kind of just have them swapped around.
oh, I guess yeah, that's true. Sure, we can do Senior Taylor, Mr. Hallam. Um,
Mr. Allen himself,
true.
Russ W.
Also, I'm sorry if everyone can hear my cat running around the background. He's kind of going insane with the mouse right now. Um, we got Vega Latias, Tapu Koko, Terra Sneasler, Basque Legion Female, Iron Treads, Pelipper, Wochian, Orthworm, Alolan Raichu, Typhlosion, and Floatzel with Terra.
Dude, I know this is like a common theme with Taylor teams and stuff, but I look at this team and my heart just takes like so many roller coasters of emotions.
That is every single Terra or every single Taylor, not Terra team. Um,
There is so much going on this fucking team, dude. There is so much.
my favorite is Rain Typhlosion, or maybe my bulky grass and steel being Wochian Orthworm. um,
He just treads.
oh, true. Yeah, you're right. I don't love drafting rain in a generation where it's finally not like the best. Like I would say sun, and fuck even maybe hail, but I don't know. It's like
Snow mystery.
oh yeah, true. Sorry, snow. But no, I mean rain is still good. Terra Floatzel is awesome with like banded Terra Water Wave Crash. It just fucking two goes everything in the game. Um, so that's a cool option that we probably should have raised a little bit, just didn't think about it. Um,
Yeah, let's see if folks will get used.
yeah, Raichu with Electric Terrain and Coco. It's cool, whatever. Basque Legion and Water is, a demon with last respects. And Mega Latias, Save for the crowd, the most Taylor Mon of all time. Bulky psychic, that's more than 17 points. Welcome to the
Ooh.
squad. You are. Latias, you are a Metro Vancouver Mew. So have fun running Reflect type and every other. I don't even know. What's like the worst move that Latias can run? Because you're going to be running it like 3 times this season.
I mean,
Um,
look, we'll figure it out.
but yeah, it's a cool team. And then you have like Unburdened Sneasler with Coco. Um, so yeah, there's. I think this team is really
Oh,
cool.
he's gonna
Besides
run the
that,
reflect type set. Watch.
I ran that. That set's actually okay, but he'll find something else that's worse. Jeez, well, I need you to be quiet. We're recording right now. Um,
Oh, it
yeah,
gets laser focus.
yep. Laser focus Latias is coming. Wo Chien, I don't like. I don't think it's very good. Um, but he wants to try it, so go for it. It's not like the worst thing ever, but it's not great. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You know what? The only water move Latias
Water pulse? Does he get surf?
gets water sport.
Pretty sure it gets surf.
Oh, get surf. What the
I was
fuck?
gonna
Why did
say.
not pop up?
I was gonna say. I remember that
I
thing
was
running
like,
surf in black and white. Um,
it literally doesn't pop up if you like. Oh, I think I know why. Yeah. JK.
yeah,
Sorry,
no,
guys.
so it's alright.
I'm stupid.
Um, how do you feel about the team?
It's funny. I don't know. I don't really. I guess like what's better for opponents is that he took the female Basque Legion. Obviously, it still hits like a truck with adaptability and stuff, but it's the little bit weaker one. With the 92 attack instead of the 112. But it's bulkier. So, and the same thing with Megalotti. The setup opportunities on this team is really cool. Um, and you have really good pivots in Iron Treads, Tapu Koko, and Pelipper, which I like. And then you have the Earthworm pivot with Shed
Ooh.
Um, so there's different stuff. I like that. Wo-Chan in Rain doesn't sound awful. With having that resistance to fire, and then obviously the ability that nerfs what special attack or
Yeah,
attack. Um,
something like
and
that.
then obviously, and then he drafted like amazing shit for bug all around, so that's not a problem. You have Pelipper, Orthworm, Iron Treads, Basculegion, even Sneasler, all this shit. So Tapu Koko. Um, so that's pretty cool. With Wo-Chan. I don't actually hate Wo-Chan on this team. Um, but your rockers are Iron Treads, and does Earthworm get it?
Yeah, he gets rocks.
Okay. So that's not terrible, but that is like your two steals are the ones that get rocks. So it's not like crazy great. Does Wo-Chan get it? Actually, doesn't that one get stuff?
Get what?
Hazards?
I don't think so.
Oh, nope, never mind. It doesn't. Okay, so I don't love that because I feel like Iron Treads and Earthworm coming like games together is a little bit key for you. Especially since your ground resistances go from Pelibur to Megalotti, and then Wo-Chan is also there. Just feels like you have so much going on. I feel like we say this every single season about Taylor. It's one of those things where like, is Taylor gonna get lost in the sauce kind of thing? Because we're definitely gonna have games where like like you're joking about it and stuff, but like he brings Typhlosion to check something, but then he also brings Rain, and then Typhlosion just is there. Like it's like running Solar Beam and that's it or something.
It'll be
And
that
it's
bad.
just gonna feel weird because you're gonna want to bring Megalotti, you're gonna want to bring Tapu Koko. Sneasler as a Terra captain is obviously really good. Fucking SD Terra acrobatics flying. Everyone knows the Roaring Moon special, but this is really good too. And you got have a base 125 speed, so you don't have to run like D dance. You could just run stuff like SD. Obviously Sneasler doesn't get SD, but or D dance. Um, but it just feels like Iron Treads is gonna have to be here if Pelipper isn't. Like if you're not running Rain, then Iron Treads has to do all the hazard removal. Um, because I don't like Coco and Latias don't like to run it, but I mean your options are there. Like the hazard removal isn't bad, I guess, but
It's Pelipper and Treads majority of the
yeah,
time,
um,
which can you can do worse, but
yeah, no, it's not awful. But Tapu Koko is gonna have to do a lot for this team, and it obviously can do it. If any mon can put a team on its shoulders, it's definitely Tapu Koko. So I am interested to see what Taylor does with Terra Sneasler. I think that's a really cool mon, and then having Sneasler and Floatzel as your two Terras is really fucking awesome.
yeah,
Um,
solid team
so
right there.
I feel like, and again, like every Taylor team, this team has really, really high upside and really, really low downside. So I think it's either going to blow up in his face or be really good. And I'm more inclined with Taylor to say that it's going to do really good. So,
Yeah, that is the track record he's given us, except for winning
and
playoff games.
I think it's fitting that he smacked that at 5 just because it's like such high, high, such low, low kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Next up would be Steph. We can talk about
talk
him.
about your boy.
My man Steph, the GOAT. Mega Gallade, Chi-Yu, Lando T, Zeraora, Terra Kiram, Tentacruel, Fortress,
You can stop
Delmise,
there. Holy fuck.
Dunsparce, Terra, Mr. Mime, and Mischievous. So, the top 5 are what the fuck?
Fucking nuts, dude.
Bro
Holy
really just
shit.
took like the best mon on the board 5 times in a row. He's just like, all right, gimme. Um,
He really said, fuck your resistances, dude. You're dying. Holy shit.
yeah, I mean, like, I'm not sure where to start with this team. I mean, obviously the depth is really bad.
He drafted 5 just fucking kill everything mons, and then he was like, now I need to spin.
No,
Just
it's time to spin. Tentacruel, Fortress, Delmise, and then you also have Lando is your removal, which is fine. I mean, like, basically the way that he built this team is like
you're
I'm bringing
filling.
the top 5, and then whatever one of these has the best like type matchup is coming to the game. Um,
Yeah.
or like, you know, 4 of the top 5 plus one of the spinners plus Dunsparce to set rocks or Mr. Mime for Terra. That's pretty much it.
I
Um,
mean, it's 3 rockers and a spiker, so.
yeah, no, I mean it's fine. Like Fortress is a good. I think it's fine, especially with body press now. It can do a
Tentacruel
little
gets
bit
T
of
spikes,
offense,
right?
huh?
Tentacruel gets T spikes, right, too?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so.
yeah. He's got plenty of hazards. I it's I don't know. Really, it's just the depth. Like your top 5 have to do everything. You're really asking everybody else just be you're showing up once a
Zero
week.
loves this team, dude. Zero loves this team. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Dunsparce can be like, where I need a taste. Where's the rock? I need to cook a little bit.
Where's the rock?
he, he needs the
Unspar's gonna
ball.
come to like every game, and he's gonna be like rocks, roost, glare, and fucking
Body
something.
slam.
I don't know. Yeah, body slam or body press or something.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very much looking forward to Mr. Mime demanding a trade off of this team. He's like, bro, I need an opportunity. My first time getting drafted in an
He's
NCL.
the
I need a
Kara
chance.
captain though. He's a captain of this team.
True, he is a
He's
captain.
rubbing that Kira
Zara
up.
looking at him like, are you serious, my brother? I just
Mr. Mime trying to do a pep talk in the back, and Zara's like,
like ain't nobody listening to you, Chief. All right, we're listening to Chi You, not PU over
we,
here with
no, we
Mister
have like
Mime.
the Golden State Warriors top 5 right in the back,
Yeah,
and then it's just like Mr. Mime as like just off the bench kind of guy.
no, this is like the Boston Celtics last year. Their starting 5 was great, and then they had fucking Grant Williams off the bench, thinking he's him, talking about we
You
need to
know,
play
I was
harder.
gonna
Bitch,
say,
get your
like,
ass back on the
the
bench.
Cavs dude, and then Mr. Mime is just like Matthew Dellavedova.
You fucking die on the court. Yeah, we gotta stop talking basketball. I will never forget Delhi almost dying on the court needing IV guarding Steph. Shout out to Dellavedova, Milwaukee Buck
He
legend.
did it though. That was my guy.
Yeah, he pushed that. It was him and LeBron pushing that shit to 6. Anyway, depth on this team's not good, but the top 5 is great. There's not really much else to say.
I mean, I'm not like I don't hate Cruel, Fortress, Delmise, and
No,
Dunsparce.
no, it's fine. I'm not saying it's like bad. I'm just saying like it is what it is. There's not really a ton we can elaborate
I
on.
mean, you draft four 20-point mons, and then that kind of happens. Yeah.
And a fucking Terra Kirim,
Yeah.
which I wonder what he can do with that. Like setting up with Kirim, like making
It's
that thing like a fucking fairy type as they try to hit you with like CC. It's like, okay, all right, chillax, my guy.
or
But
like Steel Curum would be really cool too.
exactly, like there's so many things you can do with it. So yeah, good team from Steph.
Imagine him Terra icing and freeze drying the shit out of like who was the one that didn't have fucking
Freeze dry resist.
uh who's the
Skylar.
Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just
Kirim,
spam
Kirim go,
freeze drying.
Kirim go brazy here. All right. Next up, we got it would be Tristan or Iron Man. We'll do Iron Man because I was pretty torn on putting 2 or 3. So
I was torn on this too. I know we have it swapped, so we could just I would like either my two that I had were the top three. I really liked my one, and then the
yeah,
next three like were just they were all interchangeable in my head. So
it was like a 2A 2B thing for me with Iron Man and Tristan. I had no like I don't know
I think our
strong
one that
opinion.
we both have is slightly above these teams, and
Yeah.
then it's just these two.
But yeah,
I
we'll
like
talk.
the look of Iron Man's a lot. I like he's using new mons obviously, so it's cool. But I like Baxcalibur, Terra Captain a lot. I'm not even gonna
Let
comment
me
on
uh,
how.
let me read off a team for our audio listeners: Iron Valiant, Mega Scizor, Zapdos, Terrabax Caliber, Glamora, Seismitoad, Superior, Miltank, Rabombi, Houndoom, Meowstic. Only problem with this team, all right, Rabombi, joking. Um,
Bobby's not even awful on this team,
Shut
dude.
up! I hate
He's
you.
not.
Shut up. He's not ever coming other than to put up webs and die, and he's already got a lead mon with Glamora. So I don't know. I didn't love.
He's
I
like
I really wish
double.
there was a different mon here besides Rabombi. Um,
I wish there was a different mon in the last like five.
Yeah, like
That's my only.
Houndoom, kind of weird, and it's Terra, like his other Terra captain. Meowstic, kind of weird. Rabombi, kind of weird. Serp, I wish it got Terra Blast. This thing would be so cool, but it does not. Um, so it's just like everyone besides Miltank, who I'm okay with. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's fine. Especially when you're steel, can't set rocks. You have to kind of get a little bit more creative. Um, so yeah, I like the team. I think if you can change some of the lower tier mons, this is like has a chance to be number one. But like your top even 5, I'd say is fucking incredible, and you don't have to spend all the
I
points like
love
stuff.
Glamora with his top four. It
Yeah,
just does so much work for them. So
Valiant with all
obviously.
hazards up. No thanks, I'm good. I'll pass. I don't
Valiant
need
is
a taste.
fucking nuts. Um, I will say I agree with this fact that like Rabombi's here as the second fairy to fucking Iron Valiant, and that's not
Yeah, go get
ideal.
like Doxbun.
Some yeah, like 5 points for Doxpun as make that your Terra Captain if you obviously you have Baxcalibur, which so you can't, but like Doxpun is just a regular fairy is absolutely fine and way cheaper than Rabombi. Not way, but 3 points is still. I'm fucking stupid.
I'm
2 points.
I'm a little worried about the offense on this team. Like,
I mean, he has like Lamora can be offensive, Baxcalibur is offensive, Zapdos can be, Mega Scizor can be sit up
but
variant.
it's like there's gonna be some weeks where you're like, man, defensive Scizor necessity. Like you're building your team like, all right, Sizz need him defensive, Zap need him defensive. Glamora kind of sucks here. Out Toad, I gotta bring him for the water, and then all of a sudden you're looking, it's like, fuck, man, I gotta bring
I know
like
we've been
Valiant.
talking about this a lot, and this feels like a really big theme. Maybe it's just this gen in general. Um, I think what Mystery's saying is like when you come up against a really good ground type against this team and Superior is your answer, that feels a little rough.
I mean, he had
Um,
Zap, but yeah, I mean, like Edgequake definitely
that's what I
is.
mean is like Zapdos is forced into that defensive role,
We need
right?
more rock resist. We need more ground resist. Actually, give us another ground resist. Make it dark, so Absol can prosper. Um,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
I don't know what else would even resist because it's just fucking grass and bug, and then flying's immune. What else could resist ground? Not water. They don't need more buffs.
You should make like ice resist or something.
I'd be fine with that. Sure. Yeah, give ice another resistance. Stop hulling them. Um. Anyway, if you fix the kind of the lower tier mons, and I think there's a lot of potential here to be one of the best teams and make a
We should
playoff
buff
run.
around and make it super effective against fighting.
You should do what?
I said we should buff ground even further and make it super effective against fighting.
Yeah, we should throw you off a building. All right, continuing on. We have Tristan, the GOAT,
Woo!
season 3 champ.
So he joked about this dude, and I laughed my ass off. I don't know where. So we were talking about weird bonds that didn't get drafted, right? And fucking Dondozo came up. Both divisions, nobody
Mm,
drafted Dondozo.
wow,
And he goes, "Look, James, I already have a defensive water. I'm fine." And I'm like,
true,
"Huh?" And
true.
he was like, "Look at my team." And I'm like, "Okay." And I go, "Wow, this star
So,
me really put in the work over here."
yeah, I was without spoiling. Megamedi, Naga, Gliscor, King Gambit, Skeletors is a Terra Captain, Goat. Sylveon, I do want to get back to this a little bit. So the Skeletor Sylveon thing. Starmie, the Dunsparce, Tangela, Terra Jolteon, and Aurorus. This is the fucking goat squad right here. However,
Fucking
however,
like,
this top four is fucking crazy. Like Mega Bendy Naga is already like, bro, I'm killing
yes.
myself. And then Gliscor King Gambit's really good. I
I love how his slower offense. That's the big thing right now, right? Is the speed tiers is the biggest thing with
yeah.
this. But I do like how his like main offense has access to priority is really really cool.
I don't love Skeletors and Sylveon. I just because like Skeletors loves turning into a fairy, but I don't think it'll be as big of a deal in draft where you're doing it week to week. Just it's like a little thing in the back of my mind, but it should be fine. And obviously Skeletors and that whole line is his boys. Jolteon, Terra, kind of good, usable at least.
Does Chelsea is Eevee in the game?
Yeah, of course.
I guess Terrablast, right?
Yeah. So it gets to run Terra Ice or Grass or water, whatever it needs
Yeah,
to run that
I
week.
knew it was good, but yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously Red Vans, Goat. He loves Aurora, so like it's a fun team. And then you look at Starmie and you're like, fuck, man, why are you here? I'm familiar with your game. It ain't it.
It
All
ain't
right,
it.
what was he
It ain't
cooking?
it. I don't fucking know what
He
he
got
was
sniped to
doing.
Rotom. He's like, my only option, Starmie. This is it. Um, but like I said, fun
You
team.
guys are Dunsparce buddies. You can't even make fun of this
True, we
team.
are the Dunsparce clan. That is that's my guy Stutter Sparse right there. Shout out to people with stutters. Um, I like the team. I just wish the speed was like a little better. And also
Just
your
like
your
it
bo-
just
your water and steel being King Gambit and Starmie is a little scary, but we'll see how
yeah.
it goes.
The Draco swap-ins. I know Sylveon's there, but just if Sylveon gets put, okay, you know what's fair? He has the one Mon that just absolutely wrecks his team in Naga, so I guess he's fine.
True. Yeah. Good team. I think it's one of the better ones down here. Not the best, but
And Mega Medicam with Trailblaze too,
yeah,
being able
yeah. We
to
didn't
run
even
it.
talk about how broken that thing is now. Fucking Trailblaze, CC, and Thief.
Thief.
Yeah, no thanks, bro. If they give him knockoff, I'm not playing this game anymore. No, we're done. We're done. He's getting banned. Honest to God, if he got knockoff, his ass is going on like 85 points. Take him if you want. At that point, um, yeah, that's we just have one more now, and it is Arthur,
I
newbie to the NCL, but starting off very strong with very familiar
wish
core.
you can read it, but I wish his tier captain was one lower.
True.
Or
How do you draw? All right, we got Pult, Mega Mawile, Slowbro, Rotom Heat, Mandibuzz, Clodsire, Terra, Lycanroc Dusk. I'm going to skip over that one. Decidueye, Hisui, who's also Terra, Clefairy, Pikachu, and the last Pokemon, Gunna. And you didn't make him a Terra Captain. What are you doing? You could have
is
had the triple
terrible.
adaptability. God,
Oh,
he could have just
Tri attack would kill every. There's
Hyper Beam
nothing.
would kill everything.
I don't even care about running Hyper Beam anymore because my Tri attack does 90 to whatever defensive steal you have.
It just missed opportunity. However, Lycanroc's not a bad one either. Um,
Yeah, it's
and then Decidueye has like some cool stuff it can do. So Yeah,
Yeah,
I really, really like this team. I think it's
this is
really well
just
put
Mega
together.
Mall Dragapult core, and then just put everything else around it like usual.
Yeah,
And then
what's it called? The
from
John
top to
W.
bottom,
core?
his team looks great. Like just support is amazing. This is like a perfectly drafted team.
Yeah, it's really, really solid. Good job, Arthur. I don't have much to complain about. Your rockers are a little scary. Like it'll be Clodsire just about every week, but that's kind of fine. And then your removal is Rotom and Mandibuzz, and I think that's it.
This is why it gets it too,
Oh,
right?
it does. It does. Okay. I don't know if Decidueye Hisui gets it, but if it does, then yeah, then you're fine. But Mandibuzz will probably run defog
It
80% of
gets
the weeks.
default,
Rotom
yeah.
can handle it, and if
Uh,
Decidueye gets it, huh?
this is why it does get it.
Okay. So yeah, I mean they can handle it whenever Mandibuzz doesn't want it. Um. So I this team is really fucking annoying, but it's got the goat Rotom Heat. He just drafted like a bunch of Memons. Rotom Heat, Mawile, Lycanroc Dust, Gunna. This is my type of shit. So,
Drafting Ultra Pivot around Mega Mall and Pole is just you can't go
dude,
wrong.
finally someone besides me in NCL drafted a good Mega Mawile team. Can we give a quick
Is
hand?
what you guys want to do. It's not just any kind of pivot. It's good bulky pivots that support Mega Mawile. Dragapult, obviously, Dragapult Mega Mawile is always a big core. Everybody knows that. But then he drafted something like, yes, Slowbro, which loves pivoting into Mega Mawile.
Not Latias every fucking time. Why do we keep
Yes, you
seeing
have
that?
Slowbro. Rotom Heat loves pivoting into Mega Mawile.
Not like
Mandibuzz
fucking I
loves
don't.
pivoting into Mega Mawile.
Yeah, good job, Arthur. Good team. And yeah, that's it for what's this fucking division called? Iron Shreds.
Iron
All
Shreds.
right, now we're gonna look at the Great Tusk rankings, okay? And I want to preface this. All right, you're gonna see some asterisks here if you're watching the video version, okay? Hear me out. I changed my team, okay? I'm putting this as the team change because I changed it before any games happened, and it was like the first day after the transaction period ended.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got bro. You fucking figured this shit out as soon as you...
Yeah, I know. I did the U. Didn't you do that like season was it 3 or
I did it
4?
in season. I think I did it. What was funny is I did it in NCL and then I immediately did it again in the FBL season that I played.
So yeah,
Fucked up and I had to make week one transaction.
unfortunately I didn't notice until I started building with my team that there was something wrong. I think after the transactions because I started trying to build for a different team and it was much easier. I think after the transactions it's really good, but if it was not, I have myself at 4. But we'll get to all that later. We both have Person as our worst team, and also to be fair, honest to God, none of these teams are really like that bad. Like
I
I think James hates this team, but I really don't think any of these teams are bad. Like straight up, I think Great Tusk did a little bit better job overall drafting because a lot of these teams are really solid.
yeah, I'm not the highest on person's team, but other than that, I like every other one. Yeah.
Yeah. So Person's team is Iron Valiant, Mega Scizor, Gliscor, Hydreigon, Blacephalon, Manaphy. Also Hydreigon is Terra. Roserade, Vikavolt, Licky Licky, Terra Duosion, who's ready, and Carbink. Double Carbink drafted. Can't say can't say I expected that.
I'd rather the fucking carbon beat terror than the goddamn Duosion.
I love the Iron Valiant teams that their fairy of choice, like backup fairy, was Rabombi and Carbink. Um,
Really great because your fairy that's supposed to be your fighting resist is fucking carbing.
hey,
That's great.
Rabombi 4 times resist.
It's true. And then you get hit by any other move and you die.
No. Anyway, the
Or your
Rockers on
Mega
this team.
Metacam still does 60% with high jump kick.
Also, we had Rockers. I was gonna say it's just Gliscor and Carbink. No, Hydreigon also gets rocks now. Shout out to Hydreigon.
Really? What the
Yes.
fuck? I did not know that.
Yeah, they gave him rocks. I have no idea why.
What? You really said you're keeping defog and rocks.
Um,
Does he still have defog?
in this gen, I don't think so. No, I think it's a tutor.
No, he does.
Oh, really? Like in Gen 8? Are you looking at. I think
No,
you're
no,
looking
no.
at Legacy. Or not Gen
Yeah,
8, Gen 9.
they got rid of defog on him.
Yeah.
Well, I
Um,
mean, it's legacy, so he can still run
yeah,
it.
in our format, he does get defog, rocks, U turn,
This is just
boost.
better Gliscor.
Shut up. Um, but yeah, rockers are not great. It's basically going to be Gliscor very often, which I don't love. Removal is fine. It's Scizor, Gliscor, Hydreigon, um, which is
All
okay.
right, Mystery, I'm gonna say something before you go on,
Yeah.
and you're gonna laugh at me. This is one of those teams where it feels like a me thing. I was doing like my top five mons, and they were like really cool mons, and I went Manaphy, and I slapped this shit on here.
Yep. This feels like a
That
James team from like a year and a half ago.
just yeah, just utter shit. Uh,
Wow.
this team's not awful. I physically like looking at this because Mystery's right. This team legitimately looks like a James team from 2 years ago. Like I would have drafted this shit. Um, Roserade's not great. It's just I don't know what it does here for you. It's a grass that doesn't resist ground.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have Hydreigon and Gliscor, and then you have the Vikavolt off the ground too. So it's not like your ground is not awful, but it's also like I feel like Roserade would love to,
Gliscor's gonna have to take on every Garchomp and Zygarde and all that kind of stuff.
and that feels really sucky for that. It's one of those things, dude. I get it. I like everyone had Theo Buster 2. You want to draft the Rose Raid and it's 10 points and it just never fits on anything. And maybe you can get it to work. Maybe it might be cool, but I feel like to make this thing work, you would have had to make it your Terra. But before I let Mystery go on, I will say a big positive of this is Iron Valiant Mega Scizor. It's a twice now, right? Both of them have Iron
Yeah.
Valiant. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really, really great pairing. And then Terra Hydreigon is fucking nuts. So I'll give you that, you know? Like
Yeah.
Terra Hydreigon is really, really, really good. And then you have support Gliscor with it.
He also took Blacephalon's main counter of Hydreigon away, so you don't have to fight that ever.
That's cool. It's just I feel like we got such better darks in this format now that even like Blacephalon is still really good, obviously, but I feel like with your team, it's gonna be really hard to fit Blacephalon on teams. It's just gonna always feel like yeah, I need to bring Manaphy, and then Manaphy being your bulky water, I really sucks. I don't like it. The longevity of this team, Mega Scizor and Gliscor, and obviously Hydreigon can run
Yeah,
roost,
no, I
but
think I think longevity's fine. You have
it's
Gliscor,
just Manaphy.
Hydreigon, and then
I hate Manaphy on this team. I think that's what I just keep coming back to.
yeah, Manaphy doesn't really have a purpose. That is definitely very true. You need to take the Manaphy points, especially it's not Terra Manaphy. It is Tailglow, but it's not Terra because it can't. Take Manaphy and get like a lower tier water and kind of upgrade. Make Roserade into I
You
don't
don't
know.
even need to get rid of Manaphy. You could like get rid of Roserade and like even Vikavolt and do something else with that.
Yeah, Double Bug is a little weird. I think this team's not like far away. If you make some transactions, you could be
Like,
ready to
what's
go.
the rock resist on this team? It's Carbink. Or oh sorry, Iron Valiant. Wow, that lives.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. Holy
Um,
fuck. Yeah, no, I mean, you fight one Lycanroc and your shit's getting 6-0'd.
you fight Mega Diancie and your team just fucking folds. I know you have Sizzler, which is there, but
No, no,
like
what? Like a Daihatsu, Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Mystical Fire, and it's like, well, I guess I lose.
and I know that this is nitpicky, but like what are you supposed to do against like Victini, which got drafted in this tier? Or Roaring Moon after a D dance that tears into something that Mega Scizor, like a steel type that Mega Scizor can't touch, you know?
Yeah.
You just kind of lose. So that's my biggest thing about it.
But enough of the criticisms. I think it's fixable, but it's definitely not a very
I
good
think if
team.
everything below Blacephalon, if you just shuffle like Manaphy, Roserade, Vikavolt, Licky Licky, and if you want your 2 pointers, if you just shuffle Mons and get just a little bit better glue, your team it can literally legitimately go shoot all the way up to top five. 100%.
All right. Next up, we're going to do Glimpse. Um,
We just had ours swapped. Oh no, Theo's in the middle. We just these three. Like, okay, we're gonna go over this again. Mystery put this. This division was fucking hard, dude. So I think 7, 8, 9 are all flippable in my head, and I think Mystery could say the same.
yep.
It's just preference at that point. And then 4, 5, and 6 were also flippable. And then honestly, 1, 2, 3, and 5, Mystery was the one having trouble with
Yeah,
that.
1 through 5, I sat for honestly 6. Because I was moving pickles around too. Like it, dude. I had pickles as high as 2 at one point, and then I put them down at 6, and then I'm at like 4. Dude, everybody was everywhere, and then I
Mhm.
eventually, just to make it easier on myself, that's why I included my new team because I couldn't accurately judge my old team, knowing that like it's going to change. So yeah, I'm it
Which
was
I
this is
fucking
so
ranked
hard,
Mystery's team based on his old one.
huh?
Fucker. I fucking ranked your team based on your old one. Bitch.
Well, I mean, you look. I'm gonna go to the draft teams. Change it if you'd like. All right. So, let's talk about Glimpse. Dragapult, Mega Gallade, Tapu Fini, Terra Corviknight, Nidoking, Blissey, Lokix, Serena, Steelix, Terra Colossal, and the Ops, the Spite Ops.
The ops. He's gonna name it that, dude. The
Yeah,
ops.
that's
That is
that's the
actually
Ops
neat.
right there.
He's got the double bug ops god squad, dude.
The double starter bugs. I don't know how you pull that off. I'm glad Lokix got drafted though. I was, you
No,
know,
it's a really cool mon, and I kind of like it a lot on this team too, to kind of help revenge kill things for Polt and Glade.
mhm.
I like that a lot. And then Nidoking also has that thing where it hits really hard and then it kind of wants to get out. So I kind of like low kicks there to just kind of U-turn and sucker slash first impression
Yeah,
on
low
things.
kicks like getting like 35% off with resisted U turn because of tinted lens, and then going into Nido King, and you're just like, what the fuck, man? Like, I like some of the offensive synergy on this team, but defensively,
That's
not a
the big
huge fan. Um,
defensively, the Blissey doesn't have a massive, and he drafted this shit so early too. Um, Blissey's your other rocker. It's like your main rocker with Nidoking. This is where this team I start to like. You have Blissey, Steelix, Colossal, and Nidoking as your rockers. So it's not like
why is
awful, but
Steelix
it's
here?
not great. I don't fucking know because it's
I guess like
Ste-
the defensive ground if you need it, because Nido King can't really do it.
um your top three, amazing. I will know. And then Nidoking on there as well. Oh wait, I keep telling you this. I didn't have Finny. I had Clef, but still
Very
good.
very similar to James's season 4 team though. Overall, this is a it's got like 5 of the same mons. Um,
Corv, great. Whatever. Good U-turner. Defogger. Corv's great. Um, it's just Blissey, dude. I just wish Blissey was a. I don't even know, dude. What would you pair with this?
I don't. That's kind of the problem with this team is I don't know how to fix it. I mean, it'd be like,
I get rid of Blissey and Steelix and get like an actual other ground.
yeah, that's fair. I'm not sure you 100% need Nido King on this team. I like it, but it's not necessary. Like you don't have to have it. Yeah, there's
I
really
mean, you know what's
no.
available that would be better?
Hmm.
If you got rid of Nidoking Blissey and got like Clodsire and then just filled in.
Yeah, I don't
That'd be
hate that.
and if you want obviously then at that point you want offensive like power, like especially from there. You can you can use the points for Blissey to fill that hole. So
But yeah, it's
no.
I think it's this isn't like a super flawed team. Like you could just bring like the top 6 and it's gonna be really scary. But I can't see this team like winning a ton of games. It's just it looks so predictable. I don't know. I like every mon like Blissey does the same thing. Nido King does very similar things. Corv, unless it's set up, is pretty much the same thing. Feeny, you have a little bit of stuff. Gallade is the same Pokemon all the time, and then Pult, you have a bit of flexibility. But like Low Kicks, same thing. Serena, same thing. Steelix, same thing. It's just this whole team is very one dimensional. I don't love it. Um,
I'm not the like hugest fan of even Finney on this team, to be honest. It's good. It's fine with the two, but I'd be okay if you saved points and got like a different water, something like that as well. Um, Mystery's gonna shoot me if you got like Clef,
yeah.
and
Wow.
then and then like I think someone probably
Yeah.
no, I don't think
Clef's
anybody
already gone.
drafted.
Pickles has it.
Oh, Pickle has it. Um, if you got something else other than that, then you could like maybe mess around with it, but. It that's not like it. I think it's like this is just a transaction away. and I know we've said that about a couple like persons, but this team is even more that I think persons a transaction away from being really good. And that's just you just picked good mons until Blissey. Fuck Blissey. I hate that mon. I would never want to use it. I don't see the appeal to using it.
I used it in SSDL. I didn't mind it. I mean, it does the
It
same
does what
thing.
it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, like it teleports. It sets rocks.
Mystery knows how I feel about those mons, though. So there's only one mon that's like super predictable that I draft all the time, and
Galarian.
yeah.
All right. So next up, we would have Theo, I believe, right? Yeah, yeah, Theo. So my goat, Theo Buster 2, my hero.
Theo, I want to just shout out before Mystery goes. You know, you went out there and you really did. Mystery's gonna read your team, but you really went out there and drafted a team of champions, and I'm proud of you for it.
I'm
Except for
pro.
Mouse, but
That's hater shit.
this team is. I look at this team and it's like the Taylor team, you know, where you just like, I get just a piece of serotonin, you know, just a little bit of dopamine. Just I like looking at it.
A
It's
little
not
bit of
amazing,
estrogen for you.
but
Yeah. A
huh?
little bit of estrogen. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's Theo, so that makes sense.
That's crazy. All right, so we got Naga, Mega Diancie, Buzzwole, Zarude, Moltres, Uxie, Dugtrio as a Terra Captain, Blastoise, Magnezone, Mousehold as a Terra Captain, and Dusclops.
Why the fuck is Doug Trio the Terror
No, I
Captain?
actually kind of like it. I like it because Dugtrio, when it lost Z moves, that really sucked for it because it's only 100 attack. Can you believe it was
Yeah.
80 at one point? They had to buff it.
Yeah. It's like the fucking Dodrio
Yeah,
thing.
it was so weak. They gave it 100 and then Z moves, so it was really able to trap stuff well. Then it lost that. I think with Terra, it could actually kind of get some of that back, where it can Terra ground for the extra damage if it needs it, or it can Terra into something like if you say you trap like let's look at a let's
Terror
look at
fighting.
let's look at a person's team. So let's say he traps Blacephalon, and he's scared of it being like Scarf Blacephalon. He can like Terra Water, and deal with that and then kill it. So I think it takes away so much of like the damage problems and the defensive problems of Doug Trio.
Not nitpicky, but he could just suck her. But yeah.
Well, sure, but you get my point. Is there's even like Coco or something. We can go on and on, but I,
Oh, Kogo's a
I
good one. I like you
I
can
like
like
the
Terror.
idea of it. I wish Magnezone was one less point, so we could have just done Dougie Magnezone. That'd have been heat. Um, but Magnezone, he just went for double trap. I really wish he had gotten some more knockers, because it's just Uxie. So
Dude, I
Shed
fucking hate Magnezone being the steal, dude. This shit. Oh my
the
god.
the stealing ground on this team are Doug Trio Magnezone.
It's not really, dude.
But you do have like
The Draco swap in is Mega DHC.
no, it's not. No, it's not. Stop it. There's a Magnezone and a Moltres. Stop, and an Uxie.
All right, but I wish the Uxie was a Terra. I
Yeah,
think that would be cool. Like really cool for it.
but Dougie, you gotta get the extra power.
Yeah, it's true.
I respect the fuck out of Theo for drafting this squad. This is heat.
We should have
Um,
made Uxie and Dougie one less point, so we could have had both of them Terra captains, and then I would have been happy.
yeah, fun team. I don't know how good it's actually going to be, but it looks fun. So yeah, that's it.
Theo, I'm happy with this team. I want you to do well. I like looking at it. You know, it's funny.
I hope he does well with it, and people start drafting trapping more. So then people have to run shed shell like every
Yeah,
week.
no, that I like as much. I am actually on the mystery CD bandwagon of this. I think trapping's cool, especially with Magnezone. I haven't seen Doug Trio in action with it, but especially Magnezone. If you can force Corv to run a shed shell, that's a win in any
Because
sense
then
of
you
it.
can also make doubles off of that, and
Yeah,
really put yourself in a good position. Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
because you force Corv to have to get out, and then you can also. What's cool too with that is that if they You see whether they're U-turn and they're just trying to outspeed you, or if they're shed shell because they needed the bulk to take stuff like Naga or Mega Dancy, um, stuff like that. Then, like Mystery's saying, like you get so much information, and that's so valuable in game. Um, with Magnezone and just it being there, like even just prep, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
even have to come, but that is really cool. I do like that a lot. And then he just has filler, so
Yeah,
and then dumbass mousehold. So
bro. Um,
fucking ass. Why? Like, I love you, Theo, and I know why you drafted it, but like, why? Why the fuck did you draft this
no,
mod,
he's
dude? You're
he.
gonna get It's just gonna die. It's gonna kill itself.
Moushold is heat.
You're not getting a dumbass tidy up sweep, and if you do, whoever loses to it, I'm gonna fucking make fun of them for the rest of existence.
I hope it's you. I hope you find a way to lose to this.
I'm fucking 200 wear mod. Shut up.
No, no,
Doesn't even get like coverage.
dude, you don't even have any. What's your normal resist? You got nothing.
What the fuck? I have a Skeledirge.
That doesn't count.
Yes, it fucking does.
You gotta tear it into something else.
Am I spelling mousehold wrong? What the fuck?
Anyway, spoilers. Don't spoil your team. Um, Next up is Hunter, the goat. Iron
Oh,
Bundle,
you
Mega
got shot.
Mawile, Victini, Zapdos, Garchomp, Tentacruel Fortress. Stop me if you heard that before. Audino, Spiritomb, Phalanx, and Leafeon.
The
Um,
fact that we had consecutive Tentacruel Fortress drafted, I don't know how to
it's like
feel
at
about
the exact same time too. I was laughing. Um, this is just Steph, but like in Grey Tusk. That's just how I look. I don't know. A little bit worse maybe, but it's uh, it's certainly a top five. I mean, like Bundle is really scary. Mega Mawile is really scary. Victini's really good. Zapdos really good, and then Garchomp with spikes is cool. So yeah, I don't know what you think, but I don't love Phalanx or
it.
Spiritomb, I guess, but that's kind of it.
I don't love this team. Um, Mega Mall, we talked about, wants good pivots into it, and Victini's fine. Iron Bundle gets flip turn, right?
Yeah, it does. Because you
Yeah.
turn out flip turn.
So those two are really good. Like on paper, the Mons are really good, but you drafted three Mons that are all in the same speed tier. And then you have Iron Bundle, which is fucking god speed for some reason. It's like what, 136, some crazy
Yeah,
shit like that.
yeah.
And then it falls to Garchomp at 102. And you just have that massive speed gap that your Pokemon, especially like Zapdos and Garchomp, especially don't love that like Mons being able to run that like those names like adamant modest kind of natures.
What's a
Um
135 speed Pokemon?
a 130 the only
No, I just. Is there a 135 speed Pokemon? Because could you imagine them seeing this game? They're like, fuck, man, I get to just go max HP and boosting nature.
I'd fucking pop off. Here, let
Yeah,
me
that's kind of brutal. You needed somebody around like 110. Or like,
135. Chen Pao.
oh my god. Monster popping off.
Yo, Mega Manectric.
True, my hound.
The three that are allowed are Chen Pao, Mega Lop, and Mega
Oh,
Manectric.
Megalop. Yeah, okay.
Didn't get drafted though. But imagine Mega Lop would go fucking ham.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Just you get like max HP plus like adamant or whatever. Yeah,
And then
that's
this is the one team that I will say. I know he drafted Audino with it, but the Audino's not coming to many. This team is extremely just chippable. Like if hazards get set up and then like Mystery's saying, like you don't want your Victini to be boots every fucking game. So it's getting to the point like you have okay hazard removal. It's not like bad or anything. Zapdos Tentacruel Fortress is fine. That's absolutely fine. Um, but it's also the point where like if you can stack or you're knocking Mons and stuff like knocking Zapdos, knocking Chomp as it comes in, knocking both Tentacruel and Fortress as well. You break sturdy on Fortress, do that kind of stuff. It's not a hard mon to work around. Um, it just this team feels extremely, extremely exploitable. With that speed gap being huge, the team hits like a truck, but it just feels like it's super susceptible to scarfers. And then just getting chipped down constantly by stuff like U-turn. You have Zapdos and Garchomp that can hopefully um, deter that, but it just feels like what is he supposed to do against Chi-Yu every time? You know, like I know you have Chi-Yu, but like you have Chi-Yu Torn T, right? What is he supposed to do
As someone who's
when like
bringing Chi this week, not a lot. I can tell you, there's not a ton here.
um you kind of just have to pick and choose, you know? It's Tentacruel. That's your Chi-Yu answer. And I'm sorry, spoil. I forgot you guys played first round. That's my bad. But like that was the first one that came to mind. Or like even we talked about it, like the 135. Chen Pao can now run fucking Adamant. And what are you doing? Tentacruel ain't fucking taking a hit, buddy. The
Pick up
shit is
Fortress.
going wild. Fortress is gonna get waxed, dude.
Nah,
This crunch is gonna be doing so much damage with
just need
that
a crispy
25%.
13.
All right. But like, yeah, it just feels like any kind of pairing of physical and special attacker it's just gonna tear through this team. Um, it's just, and then you're just, yeah, it's bunched. And then I gonna say I don't like Mega Mawile on this team. It feels like it gets lost in the shuffle kind of thing. Like it hits hard, it's great, it's a good mon, but Hunter's very still getting into Mons. He also doesn't know anything about Gen 9, and I'm just gonna be honest, I don't think this was the mega to kind of put yourself into
Dude, when I
this.
saw that, I wasn't online, and I saw everyone was like, "Oh, Mega Mall was great." And I'm like, "Bro, I cannot be suggesting it to the guy who's not played in like fucking forever."
It I think Hunter that you're gonna find things like, and as funny as this sounds, stuff like maybe getting rid of Phalanx and Mega Mawile and getting something like Mega Lop with this team would really, really, really help you. And just swapping some stuff around. But
Better speed tiers is definitely needed.
um otherwise, typing it's not awful. Hazards are okay. It's not awful, but it's okay. And then hazard removal is also okay. So I'm
Yeah.
not. I want to see Iron Bundle in action. I will say that. I really don't know a whole lot about this mon. I know it hits really hard, but I hope it can be cool.
Well,
So
this is where it gets really difficult. I think every team, if you hear your name from this point on, I think you have a really good chance to be a playoff team. And honestly,
you're
even
all
go all the
tied
way.
in like our minds, FYI. You're like
Um,
I was saying, they're all tied in like our minds almost.
Yeah,
It's like
there's really not a lot of difference here. So like from this point on, if you hear your name, you have one of the better teams of this division. So it does not matter if you hear your name at 6 or really at like 1 or 2. Like it's we're all standing in a very single file, close together line. But we both have Pickle at 6. Maybe he's like breathing distance away from the rest of them, but I still think his team is really good. Um,
Mega Betty's just broken.
Yeah,
He's what
Megamedi, Darkrai, Clefable, Pharaoh, Pex, Talonflame with Terra, Donphan, Mismagius, Drampa, Avalugg, Pikachu with Terra. Of course, Pikachu Man gets Pikachu. Um,
and it's Terra that
yeah,
Volt Tackle. Fucking
gonna go
damning.
crazy. And like a Terra Normal E Speed. It's like Mini
Also, you
Dragonite.
gotta have a plugins.
Um,
Special plays.
Clefable, Pharaoh, Pex as aids as hell. I think Terra Talon could be really fun because it does get Terra Blast, and then removing like the 4 times weakness to Rock and just turning yourself into like a Steel or whatever to like
Fucking
Bulk Up
turning
or
it into
Swords
your
Dance is
line.
really cool. Um, and like Steel, if you turn yourself Steel with Terra Blast, then you can also hit like opposing Rock types. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Don Fan, the all time goat role player. I love him. Um,
Fuck Iron Treads. Fuck Great Tusk.
we go OG Don Fan.
Yeah.
Don't love Miss Magius, but there wasn't really a whole lot else out there, so I guess I don't blame him. Drampa's a cool like low tier pick. For 5 points, you could do worse than Drampa. Um, Avalugg spins and is a nice type, and that's the
It bought
team. But yeah, I mean like Rockers, Clef, Donphan, um, and Pharaoh is fine.
I
And
gotta
then
ask, why do people do this though?
what?
Why are you drafting Miss Magius? You have a fucking Darkrai. What is the what
I
is
mean,
the
it's this.
appeal?
I think it's the speed tier. Honestly, like It's faster than
Yeah.
100, and it's between him and Darkrai, so you need something between like 105 and 115.
It's not
So
coming into more than 2 games, dude.
no, that's
It's
true.
coming into like 2 or 3 games. You are gonna need every single mon on this team more than fucking Miss Magius. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm not joking, because Mystery, I like the mon. You know that I like the mon as like a Pokemon, but I hate it in draft because I personally have liked it and I wanted to draft it and stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's in like this low point tier and it has like all this cool utility. I'm not joking. Its most useful set that I always find, I want to bring fucking Thunderwave every week. And I'm like, if the Mon just wants to run Thunderwave, you have a fucking Clefable, you know? It, I don't, I just Miss Magius always, and I'm gonna be adamant on this. It feels like a waste of a slot. I feel like it's a waste of 8 points because you're filling a speed tier that's never gonna like do anything for you.
No, I don't
And
disagree with you. I mean, Ms. Magius, I've made this point. I remember in FDM when I did their podcast over there. Um, and what's that fucking loser's name that kept crying after I ranked his team like last because he had like Miss Magius, Flygon,
I know what you're talking
Roserade.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that dude's fucking name? Oh man, I want to fucking say it right now just to call him a loser. Fuck. Mafton. Mafton. You fucking piece of shit loser, bitch ass. Um,
Damn, Jesus Christ.
I hate him. I actually hate him. He is such a fucking loser. Um, when I ranked his team, I'm like, Miss Magius is fucking useless. I think it's a little bit better in this team, but it's still Miss Magius at the end of the day. So
Like, tell me in any situation of just your top one, two, three, four, five, six, like 7 Mons right there, right? And then it's Pickle, so Pikachu's coming to 3 games.
3,
Fucking
6.
like, when would I ever have use for Miss Magus over any of those Mons?
A team that's really Ghost Week, so like maybe Arc.
I feel like at that point you're Dark Week and Darkrai just
But
fucking
then,
goes.
but still, then you have like Comfey and
That's
um,
fair. I'll give you that one. That's fair. But at the same time, you have Talonflames, but and Ferrothorn. But
no, I'm not acting like it's perfect. I'm just that's like the
I
one
get
thing
you.
is yeah.
I do like how he drafted around Mega Medi Darkrai. And he just filled it with fucking resistances for each mon. He picked like the bulkiest defensive mons to get resistances for.
Bro,
So
really
that's
pick Clef Pharaoh Pex. Go kill yourself.
um uh it's good. I mean, Mega Medi Darkrai, really, 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 really strong. Talonflame, with Terra, really cool. Donphan, all reliable. And then you got your core of stuff there. I don't know. It feels, other than like Mega Medi Darkrai, it feels like it can become a little passive. It feels like games can last a long time. Obviously, if you draft those 3, it kind of happens. But as someone who's drafted Darkrai before last season, it was really, really cool for me. I will say you're gonna find yourself, especially with this team, you're gonna want to scarf it a lot, and that kind of sucks because your speed tiers are meh, and Darkrai feels like it's gonna like it's. I think you're gonna struggle with like Calm Mind sets, or like Darkrai is not gonna do as much as you want it to. Um, it's still good, and maybe like obviously it can still do work and stuff like that,
I think
but
he kind of needs it. I mean, his special attacking, if
no,
you're,
I think he needs
especially
it as
like if you're
well. And that's
discounting
why
Miss Magius and like say Trampa,
I don't
is
want Darkrai to get locked. That's my
eh,
I feel like it's gonna have to.
it's
Maybe you can
Darkrai.
run
He'll
like life
he'll
orb
figure it
sets
out.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Drain punch.
good team. Like I said, maybe it's like a tiny bit below the rest of them. I still think it's like really solid. Um,
Mega Mini is fucking.
so we have these two like flip flopped. Let's go with Monster next.
Okay.
So Monster is rocking out with Chien Pao, Latios, Tinglu, Iron Moth, Rotom Wash, Zapdos Galar, Aggron Mega, Screamtail, Masquerena, and Golem Alola. The
Skylar did the better monster than monster this year.
true Terra Captains, by the way, are Zapdos Galar and Grafaiai. Um, I think this team is really top heavy. Um, I don't know. This team is so weird. The Zapdos Galar pick was out of left field, and then to tear that on top of that, I was just fucking bewildered. I guess technically his only option because like his top four couldn't, so it was like basically
I
Rotom
mean,
or
Wash
Sab.
isn't awful to Tara.
Yeah, that's what
But
I thought it was gonna be Wash when I first saw it. Like when I was looking at how he was building this team, but then fucking Zapdos, just this Mon. What does it do here? I guess it breaks steals for the top two, but you have Iron Moth and
yeah, it was like
Tinglu, and I don't
I
know.
well, you're gonna laugh your butt cheeks off at this, but Mega Aggron feels a little weird here almost. It feels like overshadowed. Does that I feel like it kind of
I
just
guess I mean like Rotom Aggron is really good.
you're never really gonna bring it for rocks because you have the best hazard setter in the game in Ting Lu, and then Screamtail is a really good hazard setter. I don't even mind Screamtail on here. Wish Pass into Aggron's great as well, but you're never gonna want to really bring it offensively because you have Chen Pao, Latios, Iron Moth, and Zapdos Galar that just does its job better.
This team's really
And
fairy
then
weak, by the way, so Aggron is pretty nice.
That's fair. I'll give it that. I was gonna say the Zapdos Galar and Mega Aggron, he should have gotten a different steel that's a little bit like just a different steel in general. And then gotten Mega Pinsir. That would have been cool.
Dude, look
I'm
at his
just
speed
saying.
on this team. Chien Pao
Yeah.
135, Latios 110, Tinglu's the bulk, that doesn't count. Iron Moth 110, Rotom 86, Zapdos 100, Screamtail, or wait, is Screamtail fast? I forget.
It's like 90.
Yeah, I mean, like, this team is fucking fast as shit. There's so
Oh,
much
there's
speed.
like 111 speed.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So, what the fuck, man? You got enough speed? You good? Iron Moth is a little weird. Like, Iron Moth Latios, I think, are slightly redundant. They definitely do different things, but, do you really
I'd
need
say
both?
that's what I think we both feel weird on is the Iron Moth and Zapdos just kind of being here.
And Double Dark, I'm not a huge fan of. But,
I don't
um,
mind it too much just because you have like Screamtail, which takes fighting really well, and then you have Mega Aggron for the fucking fairy. So it's not a huge deal to me, but it's not like you also have Iron Moth for the fairy. But
mhm. But
Double Dark is one of those things where yeah, I would draft like Greninja and then something else, but
But like
I
we
kind
said before, if especially in this top five, that you're doing really your team is great. I think this is a good team. I wish the depth was a little bit better, like especially because like if Screamtail just doesn't work for you, you kind of have like four useless Pokemon. Um, I don't know. I feel like come playoff time, this team could be like I don't think there's any universe where Monster doesn't at least make like a play-in spot. Um, but I could see him just not winning a playoff game because this team is
of
very
say
weird,
this team plays itself really well. So
a little straightforward, but it's hella something to deal with. So I
I
don't
mean
want to go
Zapdos
for it.
Galar with bulk up is cool with Terra, so
Yeah. So good job, Monster. Good team. Next up, we have Buck of the Toronto
oh.
Twinks. Um, we got Palafin, Kieran Black, Coco, Heatran.
Did you just say shout out the Twinks.
No,
Wait.
I said the coach of the Toronto Twinks.
Oh, I thought you just said shout out to
No,
Twigs.
no,
That was
I did
like
not say that.
lagging in my brain,
Look,
dude.
man, I'm on flu game. All right. Anyway, Palafin, Kieran Black, Coco, Heatran, Mandy, Decidueye, Terra, Gastrodon, then Slowbro, Galar, Terra, Surfetch, Tauros, and Pumpkaboo. Um, that top five, man.
Tapu Koko KB Heatran with Palafin, and then you just have everything else.
How do you
Wow.
draft Coco and then not take one of the future Pokemon, though, is my question.
You should have taken like Iron Thorns or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Tyranids.
that's the only, like,
I've been seeing the light, dude. I was like obviously Iron Thorns is bad and stuff, but Iron Thorns with Coco as a Terra captain is actually really cool.
I mean,
Amon is
it's
like
strong.
it hits hard and you keep that electric you get the boost and keep electric stab and then you actually don't go to a typing that's awful and it's like actually really cool.
Yeah. No, I mean,
So just
it
throwing
can
it
be
out
worse.
there. It's an actually cool mod.
I don't
But
think I would draft it outside of Electric Train, though.
that's fair. I would draft it as just a Terra, but yeah, that's fair.
Palafin is really strong. I mean, like I don't think you have to spend a ton of time on this team. Um,
I don't know what to talk about this team. Just
the hazard
it's
setting is a little mid. It's like Gastrodon,
Etran. Yeah.
Heatran, and that's kind of it. Removers are Coco, Mandy, Decidueye, which is fine. Mandibuzz is going to have to run a lot. Decidueye can pick up the slack. Yeah, it's really just high tier offense and then role player defense. It's a pretty
This is like the most straightforward team I think in the entire both divisions.
but
I
Palafin, Coco, Kirim is not fun to switch into. I will say that.
Yeah, I agree, but it's just gonna be the top five, and then you're filling every single week, and I feel like it's just gonna be Gastrodon. So,
This team is pretty edgequake weak. Like ground plus rock is pretty tough. Um,
what
not
are
really
Paladin defenses?
Palafin. It's like around 100s. It's
197, 87. This mod is fucking stupid.
yeah, a little bit. But yeah, really straightforward. Sorry, we're not going to give like crazy analysis on this one. It's, I don't know. Yeah, like James said, it's this team is pretty much there's nothing really hidden here. I mean, it wears itself on its face. There's not really a lot going on. Yeah, looking forward to how you use Slowbro Galar with Terra though, because I like that mod a lot.
Yeah, it's a really good mod.
All right, next up is James. James, I will read your team
Oh,
and take it away. Where are you on here?
oh, you want me to read my team?
No, I'll read it and then. Well, you know what? No, it's your team. Take it. You got this.
All right, I have Megalodios, Zeraora, Meowscarada, Keldeo, Skeledirge, Sizzlor, Togekiss, Quag, Komala, Skuntank, and Grottle. Uh, I have two things to say. First of all, I'm sorry to all my fans out there. I didn't have the strength to go triple starter.
Loser.
I'm sorry. I wanted to. I
Boo this
tried.
man.
I couldn't find it within myself. Okay, and I'm sorry.
It's
And
cheaper
second of
and it would have been
all,
more heat, but it's fine. Whatever.
you said what?
I said it's cheaper and would have been more heat, and you still didn't do it.
It would have been more heat. Dude, you love Keldeo. You can't even.
I do love Keldeo, but I also love Coquavel, so you gotta. And it would have been triple starter.
That's true. It would have been heat. I won a tournament. So if you the ones that you don't know, we were all in calls like me, Jamal, Harris, Monster, Mystery, and we won a fucking showdown tour, like OU tour, with triple starter Palmont. Um, that shit was fire. So that was
Team's
it was it's just an ongoing thing with us. So, but I mean, this team is super, super straightforward. Skeledirge is my based Terra captain, which I like a lot. I have Wish Pass Togekiss, which I really liked on this a lot. Just Togekiss in general. There are definitely some things that I didn't love, starting especially with the ground weakness. Like Mystery kind of said, like Edgequake. I think I have overall good bulk that I can manage it. I ended up drafting two grasses because Meowscarada was like one of my main ground swap ins, and obviously I didn't want that. Especially with Protean, and it's frail, so it's just awful. Megalodi has Levitate, which is good, but my and then Togekiss is immune, and then I have Grottle, which resists. So I like the mon a lot. The reason I grabbed Keldeo was because I wanted more special breaking power instead, like if I wanted like a utility Latios or something that week, stuff like that. I really love Zeraora on this team, and I'm really excited to give it another try. Um, in my early years of draft, I was known to not be a very big Zeraora believer, but I have grown very fond of it over time. I've definitely seen the light
After
with
seeing
it.
me dominate an FDN and LDL with it, yeah, he's like, you know what? I need a taste. Give me the rock. It's my
Well,
time to shine.
I actually drafted him a couple seasons ago, but
What team
or I
was
think
that? Was it season?
it was the weird team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember if it was the Gengar team or not, but it was really weird. But I like this team a lot. I love Skeledirge being able to Terra because it really fills in the role of what I need. Double Unaware is actually really cool I like that, with Quag being more Phys Def, and Skeledirge can run like Spadef sets, and Toge is also like Spadef there. I know Toge like Skeledirge loves Fairy, And this is a little bit different than like Tristan. I think because Togue doesn't always have amazing matchup, I think I like Skeledirge with it because obviously Togue gives me that wish pass, and then Skeledirge can also fill in the role for Togue if it's not an amazing week, which I really like. And then Scizor, bread and butter, gives me a little bit extra offense, which I liked. And then obviously U-turn defog is the big thing. Um, yeah, I like the team a lot. I like it on paper, and I'm excited to build with it. It's not perfect, obviously. Has I think resistances is the really biggest thing here, and my hazard setting is not good. But I've never drafted good hazards in my life, so um, it is what it is. So I think we're gonna rock with it. I'm really excited to try Mega Latios as well. So
I didn't realize. I thought you had another rocker. I might have knocked this down a little bit farther if I noticed the only rocker.
I
Oh,
have
well,
two
Grotto.
rock. I have sorry, three. Just Kamala get rocked.
Who?
Just Kamala get rocked.
No.
Okay. I have two rockers, and then Meowscarada gets spikes and T spikes.
Yeah, I did remember. Yeah, you know what? The spike. I guess it's fine.
That's
Um,
why. Yeah, it's not like awful, but it's not like good. I wouldn't count it as good, but
mhm. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. Solid team. Nothing incredible. I think it probably could have been like four, maybe, but I would say just yeah. At some point during the season, try to find a different rocker. I don't know where you try to slide it in. Maybe in like the Scizor spot, but um,
yeah, I think my biggest Scizor could go. I just like that it was a steal that wasn't weak to ground,
no,
and
that's
then I
fair.
like the punch. So
Yeah. All right. Next up, we can do either me or Ark. Which would you like?
we can do arc, and then we can go to you.
Sure.
Because
So,
if we would have done teams, I didn't change it when you moved, but I would have you first with the changes as well. I
okay.
changed it on my thing, so
Gotcha. Okay. Arc has Roaring Moon, Lando T, Goldengo, Slowbro, Rotom, Mienshao, Wittera, Amoonguss, Torkoal, Comfey, Kecleon, and Vespiquen. Comfey is the other Terra. Um, Fun team. I mean, like, Roaring Moon plus Sun is really deadly. And then you also have just, like, great pivoting into those Mons. Goldengo's really, really fun. I think Terra Mienshao could be really cool. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work, but, like, Comfey as well with setting up
I
into
thought he was
that.
gonna tear the fucking rotom.
Yeah, I mean, I do like it. I like that Comfey gets to be the other Terra though. Like I prefer Comfey Mienshao than Rotom and I don't know Kecleon,
Leon.
uh, young Cockleon.
So
Um, but yeah, the
you got
the pivoting
Codian
is
there.
really awesome here. Roy Moon plus Sun is really cool. Like it just there's so much I like about this team. Obviously, Rotom and Lando, a little biased, but yeah, I like it. Good team. You? Hello?
Yeah. I like it a lot. Roaring Moon is fucking crazy. I've used it a lot on the ladder. I do like the Manchow. I think Rotom Heat was the other kind of tear option, but I agree with Mystery having Comfey there as a tear captain's cool as well. That it can kind of do things that I couldn't necessarily do before. But Mienshao was cool. That like you can do the acrobatics thing, you can do SD and then regenerator with it. You could make it a defensive typing, make it an offensive typing. Close combat plus Terra is fucking, or just high jump kick Terra Reckless is fucking crazy. So that's cool. And then you just have role players in Lando T, Slowbro, Rhythm Heat, Amoonguss. Cool mons. You can do that. Torkoal to add to Roaring Moon's already fucking crazy stat line is cool there. It gives you a rocker and rapid spinner as well. Like if Rotom Heat doesn't have a great matchup or something. But um, yeah, overall, there's not a mon on here that I like absolutely hate. Amoonguss Torkoal are like the most disposable, but I feel like they're fine here. Um, my biggest thing is that if Rotom Heat does, I mean, you have Rotom Heat and Lando T, so it's not awful, but just ground was something I was looking at, and you have good bulk around with Amoonguss and Slowbro can still take stuff too, so it's not even that big of a deal. But yeah, overall, I like it. I like it a lot. I think Arc. I like how Ark picked a little bit more straightforward team than he has of late because I think this team
Well,
can
and
win
then
it.
now he's like, oh, I think he wants to make transactions. Like, oh, it's missing a lot. I'm not sure
I
about
wouldn't.
this.
I don't think you need to make transactions now. I think like if you go 4 or 5 weeks in, I think our trade deadline's like week 6 or something.
Yeah,
Um, And if you go to like if you're in week 4 and or week 5 and you're just not super vibing with like the bottom half of your team or something, yeah, make some changes. But right now, I would stay calm, Arc. Don't like I would just like feel it out. Let's see. Like Slowbro with Roaring Moon is really great. Lando T with Roaring Moon and Slowbro there is really cool. And then you have Rotom Heat as well. Really great pivoting. Goldango is really cool on this team because I feel like it allows because you have such good bulk around and stuff. Comfey's another Draco swap in, so it's not Goldango having to be perfect all the time for that. Um, like you can do some really, really cool stuff with this. Goldango can be more offensive or Scarf or stuff like that. So I really like this team. I think Arc keep like stay calm, like Mystery will love this, but relax,
yeah.
just let it let it slide. If you go 0-4 or something in 4 weeks and it's just not you're not vibing, then yeah, definitely take a look and stuff. But relax, take a deep breath. I think this team is really good.
I do
So
wish he had another rocker because the main two are Lando and Torkoal. Which, to be fair, you'll probably find one every week, especially because like Lando, I think just Gen A forward.
just get rid of
His
like
best set is
Amoonguss and get
defensive.
a
Huh?
something like that. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I bet you if he wants to make transactions, it'll come to the time where like Amoonguss Torkoal goes and you grab some other Gloomon. Because I love the top six. It feels really good.
Yeah.
So
All right, and then the last one is yours truly. I don't really know. It's tough, man, because I think I could have been as low as like 4, and James would tell you I had
I like
myself.
how you got a little bit better consistency in the water typing. I like that
Yeah,
a lot.
and also my ground switching not being fucking completely awful. But yeah, the team is Chi Yu, Torn T, Slowking Galar, Thunderous Eye, Iron Shreds, Mega Altaria, Terra Breloom, and Terra Arachnid, Dudunsparce, Sableye, and Quilladin. Yeah, so
Iraq
originally,
in the Terra is really good for
dude,
you.
I can't wait to run Banded Terra Water Bubble Liquidation and watch your
What's cool with that
Ferrothorns
too is
take.
that you don't even have to run it banded and it's still like defensively good and now you get water bottle liquidation on top of
Mm-hmm.
Terra. So that's really cool. I do like that.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it.
And I love the Breloom as well because it's based,
Yeah, Terra Breloom is really fun. I think it's what
which
makes
is
him
cool for
usable.
like picking off things for Chi-Yu and stuff as well.
Yeah. Um, I don't love the double flying. However, flying isn't really as big of a deal to like have extra types of because of boots. I'm a little rock weak, but Treads is 4 times resisting. Slowking Galar is like a really good neutral check. Breloom does resist, but it's obviously not something I want to switch into a lot. And then
And
Dunsparce is like good physical bulk, um, so it's not like a huge deal. Is there something you
yeah,
wanted to say?
overall, I think the team just complements like the synergy is really, really good, and I like that a lot. I liked you picking up Thunderous too. That gives you another like the prankster defog and stuff. Like it's a lot better glue. Like obviously Spectre is amazing, but you like it wasn't redundant, but Chi-Yu and
No,
Spectre
it is. It is redundant because
is
I mean, like, there's just. I mean, obviously, like, one's a lot faster, but they're just doing two similar things where I needed to spend those points elsewhere.
yeah, and I like Thunderous being able to pivot as well. Is really, really nice. Also, Mega Altaria, people don't know this, and I know I've been kind of gushing about this, but it got Will-O-Wisp, so it's a really, really cool defensive like mon for this team. To pair with Slowking, I think is really cool, and Torn-T, but um,
Yeah, I like the idea of like Altaria, Slowking, Torn, Treads. Like, I don't know. I think there's so much they can do for each other. Um, yeah, I think it's a really fun team. I'm drafting a lot out of my comfort zone. I've already got an NCL ring. I don't have to push all my chips towards going all in all the time. So I
I
want to
will
try
say that
Breloom.
gripe on this team is your physical offense relies a lot on Breloom.
Hell
Bro.
yeah. It's Treads, Altaria, Breloom, and I guess Araquanid if I run Terra. But
Or Dunsparce with Curse.
yeah, or what's it, Coil, um,
Boy.
and then like physical Torn if I want to run like bulk up Acro or bulk up Thundy. I mean, there's options, but yeah, the physical
And then
offense.
Mega Ult still has return too. So,
Yeah,
like, obviously,
it's
still can.
it's not great. I wish there was another physical mon, but when the special offense is as good as it is, I'll let it slide. I'm chilling. Chiyu is definitely not PU. Um, very very good. He just likes to click buttons. So yeah, I think this team could have been as low as 4 with the old team. I think this team, as currently constructed, maybe like 3, but it's one of the better teams I think overall. Probably a top 5 team between both divisions. Um, yeah, I'm happy with what I got. I'm looking forward to trying it out.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very cool. All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap it up. Again, I just want to point this out because I can never say it enough. These rankings do not determine how you're going to do this season. These rankings don't determine how good your draft really is. It's just me and Mystery's opinions. We want to see every single one of you succeed, except for Thea with Mousehold. But we want to see all of you do well, and we want to see you get better. That's what this is all about. So that's why we're giving our opinions, and we hope you really enjoyed this video and you took a little bit away from it, if not anything positive. Um, but I hope to see you guys soon, and I really hope for an amazing NCL Season 6. I know everyone's pretty excited, and so am I. So let's get it. Thank you. Big shout out to Sick Mystery CD, his Jordan run. He
Yes, sir.
powered through. He's going to need to take a nap after this.
I'm gonna
So,
go watch the national championship game. We're rooting for Georgia. Fuck Ohio State.
but all right.
All right, y'all. Peace. Have a good one.